Okay, so last week we introduced multiplying integers. We're going to still work with that a little bit today, but then we're also going to be doing dividing integers. And it's actually, okay, pretty much these.
The touchy or the disconnection?
Okay, so I'm going to start with number 1 here, where it says the product. Does anybody know another word for product? What does product mean? Mike? Not the answer. Look at what we're doing. We're multiplying and dividing. So product is what?
I think that might be something wrong with the table.
That's fine. Okay, the product means multiplication. Okay, so when we're multiplying two integers, it's two numbers that have the same sign. The answer is what? Is your answer going to be positive or negative? If you're multiplying, it's going to be positive. Good. Okay, when we multiply two numbers with the same sign, so it's either positive positive or negative negative, your answer turns out positive. Now what happens if I multiply two numbers that have different signs? What's my answer going to be? Negative. Okay, so if I multiply a negative times a positive or a positive times a negative, my answer is going to be negative. Okay, so I want you guys to go ahead and fill in this chart below. So remember, what does this little dot here mean? What sign is that? It means multiplication. Okay, so this says positive times a positive equals what? It equals a positive. Same sign. We have the same sign. We have two positives. Okay, remember, if they are the same sign, it's positive. So I have two negatives here. I'm multiplying two negatives together. It is going to be a positive. Nice.
Okay, just to jump in real quick, what was the way to remember that when you're multiplying two positives together, it's positive, or two negatives? What was kind of the same we said last week? Oh yeah, we did. That was one of them, right? A good thing. Remember that, guys. A good thing happens to a good person. That's positive. What about the ones directly below? How would you say that for the negative and the negative? A bad thing happens to a bad person. If we think that, like, we like that kind of karma aspect, and we're thinking like that's positive, right? Anybody remember? So the one thing I was looking, and then we did the triangle as well. But remember, another one was same signs, multiply. It's positive. What would we say for the two on the right?
Not the same.
Yeah. So different signs is negative. Did some of you guys have to watch some music video about same signs and different signs for the online notes? Yeah. And lots of points for it?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
That's why you grade this so good.
All right.
So different signs, negative. Here, do I have different signs or same signs? Different. So my answer is going to be a negative. Okay, so now we have some practice here. Remember, my parentheses here is just another way to indicate multiplication. Okay, so I have two of the same signs here. So is my answer going to be positive or negative?
Positive.
It's going to be a positive 20. Good. Okay, for my next one, I have a positive and a negative. So my answer is going to be positive or negative? Negative 45. And what do we have for our last one here?
Negative 49.
Negative 49. They're different signs, so the answer is negative. All right, so now we are working. When it says quotient, what is it talking about here?
Quotient is the answer to the division problem.
Division. Good. So I'm talking about division. It's the same as multiplication concerning our signs. When the signs are what, my answer is positive. The same. Good. When my signs are the same, My sign is positive. Now what happens when the answer is negative? What were my signs? They were opposite or different, yeah. Okay, however you want to put that there. Opposite or different. So negative, positive, positive, negative. Okay, we're going to look here. Go ahead and fill in that chart. Should only take you. You could kind of also just look at the one right above because we're using the same rules. Same signs, positive. Okay, what sign would I have here on this side? Negative or positive? Negative. How come? They are different signs. Okay. Now I can also substitute the division sign for something else. So we don't always have to use a division sign when we're dividing. There is a different way.
Slash.
The slash, such other, so like this.
No, I was thinking like the diagonal one.
Okay. Like that?
Yes.
Okay. That is the same thing. Division can also be represented as a fraction. Okay, but in math we're not using this. Okay, that's like 3rd, 4th grade. Okay, we're beyond that. Okay, so this can also be represented as a fraction. So here I'm saying 36 divided by 6. Okay? All right, so now we're just going to do these 3 practice ones here. Okay, so I have 50 divided by a -5. Is my answer going to be positive or negative? Negative, because they are different signs. What is 50 divided by 5? -10. Okay, I have the same signs here. This is saying -12 divided by -3. A positive 4. Okay, same signs. They are going to be positive. Okay, what about this one? I'm dividing a negative by a positive. Is my answer going to be positive or negative? Negative. And what is that answer there? 25. Okay? Okay, so this is our notes for today.
Hey guys, so it's a shorter day today. Sure you don't mind. Everybody put your papers into a pile so Miss Cook and I, when we're walking by, we can make your work sample copies. And this is also, we also need a copy so we can grade it for your
But you're not done because you still have the quiz.
Yep, make sure your name and your homeroom teacher's on it. Okay?
My name and homeroom teacher.
I shouldn't take that one.
Yeah, then you have to. Yeah, don't do like
Alright guys, there is no talking, guys. If we have to ask you to stop talking or you're asking someone for help next to you, then we're just going to take your test and it's a 0 on the assignment. Okay, this shouldn't take too long for a lot of you. Okay? But this is 50 points. Okay? It's a quiz, it's just your assignment. It's just the quiz on the stuff that we did today. Okay? You can start once you get going, make sure your name's on it. I think there's an answer key on the back. Make sure you guys fill in your answer key.
You didn't grab my pen.
Make sure to fill in your answers in the back.
I can do that. I think it might be the first.